Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode in Representing in Multiversus. Today we're going to be going over a special character. A character that I have wanted for the entirety of the game's existence, since the leaks, since everything. This is my number one pick. It is Connie Maheswaran from Steven Universe. Let's get started with her specials. For Connie's neutral special, she will be able to charge this move on the ground. It will not charge in the air, it will simply use it in the air, but at any point in the charge, Connie will be able to throw a book. This book will have just about the same trajectory as Taz's boot. Instead of it disappearing, however, it will go until it hits someone or the ground, and will do more damage and go slightly faster the higher the charge. The knockback will also be increased, and this is a pretty good kill move for while the opponent is off stage. For her side special, Lion will be summoned through a portal, dashing her across the stage before spinning himself back into his portal, leaving her with all of his momentum. She can utilize this for getting back on stage or getting across stage quicker. This move will have a cooldown, and on cooldown, Connie will simply dodge forward slightly with her sword, doing damage along the way. For her down special, she will pull out her violin. This will work in the air or on the ground, and will work almost identical to Garnet's neutral special. Connie will jam out and give armor and speed to her teammates, pretty much exactly like Garnet's. She will have two music notes. The first one gives a speed buff and the other gives an armor buff. For her up special, Lion will pop his head through a portal and lift her up into the air. This will work while she's standing on the ground or if she's in the air. The only damage will be from Lion, as he will whip his head up in the air. Other than that, this is a simple go up move and will simply be used for getting back on stage. I think now is a good time for a small break to go over her perks. For her first perk, she will be able to have a third music note for her jam sesh. This will give her and her teammate armor break on all moves, but only if you have the third note active. Her second perk, she will have infinite books, as normally it does go on cooldown for 5 seconds. Rather here, it goes on cooldown never. Moving on to her attacks. Her jab will see her jump forward for a 3-hit jab. The final hit, of course, doing major knockback. Her neutral attack will have her swing her sword above her head and come down really quickly. For Connie's moves, all of them will pretty much have slow startup, but fast output. She'll be right about as fast as Banana Guard, with a little bit more reach. Her up attack is a parry that, if hit, will allow her to hit back with a much stronger move. However, if the window for the parry closes, she will have a major disadvantage and a little bit of lag. The sword will have a lingering hitbox if the window is missed for a few frames, but after that, there's not much she can do. For her down attack, she will fall to the ground and sweep her opponent's legs. This will only work on grounded opponents, does very little knockback and damage, but does stun opponents for a few seconds. They can mash out of the stun, but that's pretty much all the move is for. Her dash attack will see her roll on the ground in a sort of dodge motion. It will do damage all the way across and will work more like a roll than a dodge. Time for another break to talk about her costumes. Of course, she has the default costume, which you could really pick any of her costumes to do this for, but I went with the white polo design for her default. For her first actual costume though, we're going to go with her Bubble Buddies design. Now she shouldn't have her sword yet at this point in the show, but there's not really anything else to use for her sword, so I just gave her the default sword. Next up, we have the unfamiliar familiar costume, the one Connie herself made, with a big version of her cardboard sword that she uses in that episode. The sword obviously has to change to match Rosa's sword because otherwise it wouldn't really work at all. Next up, we have the finale version of Connie in her dad's jacket. This obviously uses her own sword and again is an enlarged version of it. Then we have Steven Connie, Steven outfit Connie, training Connie. This one is from all the episodes where she uses her sword to train with Pearl, and it's the same sword, but just retextured to be her silver one instead. And last but not least, Cloud Connie, also from the Unfamiliar Familiar episode, this time in a wedding dress. Chat came up with this really cool diamond sword design, and I think that this is probably the best way to do Cloud Connie. There's a million other costumes that she has, but those are the ones that I made. Moving on to her aerials. For her neutral air, she will do something that I've wanted for a while. Every single Steven Universe character that's already in Multiversus has a similar neutral air, a charge up that you can move slightly around, that also hits omnidirectionally. Now, Steven's is 100% 360 degrees, whereas Garnet's only has 4 points of contact. I think all of the Steven Universe characters that they add to the game forever should have some sort of charge in the air, move around slowly, and jump pose that hits around them somehow. For Connie, I went with 2 hitboxes, one above that's bigger and one below that's smaller that hit in different directions. The one on top would hit above her and the one on bottom would hit to the side. I think this is a really cool idea, and please, any devs that are watching this, anybody that works on the game that's watching this, please, I think it's a really cool idea. I think you guys should keep doing it. You already you're doing it already, but just keep doing it. If you ever add any more Steven Universe characters, please, for the love of God, please do it. For her side air, she should do a roll. The roll would have, of course, a hitbox all the way around, but would have a spike hitbox at the very tip of her sword when it's coming back down. For her down air, she would jump forward and flip around to hit behind her. This would mean you would have to be facing away from your opponents to hit with this move. It helps that this game also has the ability to turn around mid-air, whereas most other plat fighters do not have that, so this game would actually make this move a lot easier to use. For her up air, Lion will spawn back in and roar above her head, launching opponents high above her. Thank you guys all for watching, and I think you should stick around to see what we're doing next time on the Representing in Multiversus series.
What's up, guys? Hey! Rich? Did you just call me Rich like it was a question?
Ha! Did I say Rich? I'm sorry, dude. I meant your name.
That's right. We're going to be doing Bobbert. Wait. His name's Rob? I could have sworn it was Bobbert. Anyway, we're going to be doing Robert in the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.